Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News. The headlines this morning: state government expresses worry over unsanitary environment in some community children homes. NUJ President Odusile calls for stronger laws to protect journalists. NAFDAC covers warehouse containing multi-million naira worth of tramadol and other illicit drugs. Hezbollah threatens Israel with precision-guided missiles. We begin from here in Anambra, where the federal government and the Anambra state government are to work out a long-term plan for the resettlement of victims of flood in the state. Vice President Osibanjo revealed this during a meeting he had with Governor Obiano and some of the flood victims at Aguleri in Anambra East Council area. Government House correspondent Kenneth Kwofoma files reports.
Convened at the instance of Governor Willie Obiano was attended by traditional rulers of communities and representatives of agro investments affected by the flood, among other stakeholders. Addressing the gathering, Vice President Osimbajo said the federal government is tackling the flood as a national disaster and will deploy every resource within its disposal to handle the situation. He said the visit has afforded him the opportunity to tour the affected areas, and he is now in a better position to brief President Muhammadu Buhari on the extent of damage done by the flood. Professor Shimbajo further said because some residents have refused to leave the flooded area, the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA has been directed to evolve plans to move relief materials to them, assuring them that government is committed to their welfare.
I have overflown many of the disaster areas of my way here, and already we recognize that all of these areas, even all of these areas are, experiencing varying degrees of flooding. We intend, as the federal government, first to, as the matter has been escalated, as the disaster has been escalated to a national one, it means that we're going to deploy federal resources as much as possible to assuage some of the problems that we're seeing.
Governor Obiano said the visit of the Vice President is imperative as there is urgent need for every available assistance towards providing succor to the flood victims. Governor Obiano said on the part of his administration, nothing will be spared to ensure that the flood victims who have been traumatized are well taken care of.
Two-thirds of Anambra agrarian community is underwater as we speak. Massively, we have a lot of challenge this time around, and that's why his compassionate nature decided to come and see things for himself instead of being told. Because to be told one thing is different from you seeing what is happening. That's exactly why he's here.
Igwe Christopher Idigo, the traditional ruler of Aguleri, one of the communities affected by the flood, thanked the federal government for coming to their rescue and advocated a long-term solution to minimize the impact of the flood in future.
We have to call the hydrologists together, experts, to sit down and study it for a long-term solution. We are no longer in the dark ages. We are in digital ages. So we can do it. And I know because the minister is here and our governor is here. Once more, let me say thank you, and we wish you safe journey back to the destination.
From Aguleri in Anambra East Council area, I am Kene Chukwuofoma, reporting for ABS News.
As the flood situation continues unabated, one of the major rice farms in the state, Kosharis Rice Farm, has been cut off and rendered inaccessible. Deputy Governor Dr. Nkemo Keke paid an inspection visit to the rice farm at Anako in Ayamelum Council area to ascertain the level of damage following Governor Willie Obiano's directive. Government House correspondent Ejika Abana filed the report.
Of a camera drone to get an aerial view of the premises and get first-hand knowledge of the damage, where it was observed that about 1,500 hectares of the rice farm, spanning 360 degrees, is totally submerged in flood, which has left the company counting its losses. Commenting on the development, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Okeke, while sympathizing with the management of the farm, noted that the damage is enormous. The Deputy Governor observed that from his assessment, about 95% of the farm's harvest has been damaged, expressing the hope that it will not affect the yearly Anambra rice projections. Dr. Okeke, who expressed hope that the farm is insured for such emergencies, bearing the topography of the area in mind, assured that state government will help the much it can. The Commissioner for Agriculture, Mechanization and Export, Mr. Afam Mbalefo, said that it is a usual practice to work rice projections based on productions from rice stakeholders, which includes Coscharis, noting that the target will decrease as a result of the disaster. The Commissioner restated the resolve of Governor Obiano in producing enough rice for consumption and export, as well as engages preventive measures against reoccurrence of flood. The farm operation manager, Mr. Shefard Urudza, thanked the state government for commiserating with them, adding that effort is ongoing by stakeholders to forestall or minimize the effect of such flood challenge in the future. From Anako, in Aya Melum Council area, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Ministry of Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs has expressed worry over the unsanitary condition and general care given to children at Red Cross Onitsha and the Idemili Children's Home, Umuoji. The commissioner in charge of the ministry, Lady Ndidi Mezwe, voiced this out when she led ministry officials on an inspection visit to some of the homes in the state. Amaka Chibuzokoye was on the commissioner's entourage for ABS and now reports.
The commissioner stressed the need to promote hygiene and healthy living of inmates. She charged managers and proprietors of community children homes in the state to always remain selfless and passionate in the discharge of their duties. The Children and Women Affairs Commissioner, who visited Tender Love Oka, Red Cross Onitsha, and Idemili Community Children's Home Umuoji, presented them with 50 mattresses each, bags of rice, noodles, tissue papers, cartons of biscuits, drinks, and cash of 50,000 naira each, among others. Lady Ndidi said it was her resolve on assumption of office to visit all the 33 registered homes in the state for on-the-spot assessment and to see things for herself. She stated that the children needed to be well catered for to ensure balanced physical and psychological development.
I've given them pass mark because the environment and the children here are very neat. So I want to encourage you to continue. This is a charity work. It's only God that will reward you. As the saying that your reward is in heaven. God will surely reward all of you. I thank you so much.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Idemili North, Barrister Raphael Nabife, thanked the Commissioner for the visit and promised that they would effect changes at the homes while the materials presented will be judiciously used. In all the homes visited, there were school children, toddlers, and a social mother in Tender Love Oka. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The National President of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Comrade Abdul Wahid Odusile, has called for stronger laws to protect journalists' rights in the country. The NUJ president made the call at Dezemo International Press Center Oka while reacting to the recent attack on ABS News crew by Okuzu youths. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo completes the report.
Comrade Odusile, who condemned the attack on the ABS crew, said that the national body of the union will join forces with the State Council to ensure that the perpetrators of the act are brought to book to serve as a deterrent to others. He further harped on the need for the protection of journalists by the government and security agents. The NUJ National President commended the leadership of the State Council for good and effective leadership, encouraging them to sustain the tempo. Comrade Odusile used the opportunity to advise members to imbibe the spirit of sportsmanship towards the union's October 4th election, stressing the need to avoid character assassination and bickering as aspirants go about their campaigns.
I have assured us of a free, fair and credible election, and as the sitting president, I want to also reiterate that assurance and assure our members that election will be free, fair and credible. My only worry is the kind of the dimension that some of our candidates from my colleagues who are vying for offices have introduced to their campaigns, character assassination. This is alien to culture in NUJ, and I want to please tell them, to plead with them to stop assassination of character.
On his part, the state chairman of the union, Comrade Imaife Snachi, said that the State Council is promoting objective disposition towards the election. Comrade Ife Snachi stressed that the union needs creative and innovative leaders to attain greater heights. He noted that the state chapter of the union is working assiduously to ensure justice for the attacked ABS crew, as injury to one is injury to all.
Police have it as a statutory duty to protect the journalists. As a matter of fact, the entire citizen of the state, for those people to have their way and, injured a journalist, damage the car used by the media, is an indication that the law enforcement agencies have, derail in their statutory function to protect the citizens. However, we are not going to relax and assume that this is it. Those people who did that must be arrested, must be punished for molesting a journalist.
A former state chairman of the union, Mr. Henry Wasike, said the primary target of the members during the elections should be making the union better and stronger. The meeting was well attended by members of the union, including the managing director of the National Light newspapers, Mr. Chokan Nabife, the director of news and current affairs of the ABS, Mr. Geb Opaleze, among others. From the Ezemo International Press Center, Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
We move on now to community development, where Nsugbe Community, Anambra East Local Government Area has selected projects to be executed under the 10 million Naira World Bank Assisted Community and Social Development Projects initiated by the Obiano administration. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Koye was at Ilo Abeton Nsugbe, venue of the event, from where she filed a report. We have details.
The community made the resolution when a team from Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency came for sensitization and interactive meeting on the mission of the program, which pulled out Ndiezen Nsugbe, Ndiyom, youths, and the women folk. They resolved to embark on building a skill acquisition center, reposition primary schools, and sink boreholes. Addressing the gathering at Ilabiton Nsugbe, the field officer of CSDA, Engineer Sopulu Okoli, said the program, which focuses on eradicating poverty in the poorest communities, will be implemented based on the needs of the community. Engineer Okoli stated that the program is for micro projects, which demands the community to contribute their quota in various aspects for the success of the projects, stating that it will be more beneficial if they come together and support the committee that will work on the project.
As soon as possible, very soon.
The communication officer of the agency, Mr. Nnamdi Onuzulike, said that they work on community-driven development approach and commended the community for the warm reception accorded them. The spokesperson of the title chiefs, Obi Igwekovu Anozie, thanked the government for such program, which they have embraced for progress of the community, stating that through the new President General, Nsugbe community has benefited a lot from Governor Obiano's administration. The President General of the community, Mr. Simeon Ogude, extolled Governor Willie Obiano for the payment of counterpart fund for the project, saying that they will do all that is necessary to ensure the kick-off and completion of the project because of its benefits to Ndi Nsugbe. Some of the women folk who spoke to newsmen include Mrs. Stella Nwoye and Mrs. Patricia Okafor, expressed delight for the visit and appealed to the government to make the project a reality. From Nsugbe, Anambra East Local Government Area, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
When we come back from the break, NAFDAC uncovers warehouse containing multi-million naira worth of tramadol and illicit drugs. Stay tuned.
Yes, Nigeria Independence Anniversary is here again. Coming Monday, 1st October 2018, Nigeria will be celebrating her 58th Independence Anniversary. Your darling station, Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Heartbeat of the East, has created a special Independence Day package on ABS 88.5 FM and ABS TV Channel 24 to give the Anambra ministries, departments and agencies, corporate organizations, civil society organizations, and other patriotic organizations the opportunity to celebrate and felicitate with His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, Governor of Anambra State, the Anambra and fellow Nigerians. ABS 58 Independence Anniversary Package cost only 20,000 naira. This package covers Independence Day message on TV, 3 slots. Independence Day message on radio, 3 slots. You may also pay for single Independence Day announcement on TV for 5,000 naira or on radio for 3,000 naira. Please contact KC on 08033-888-526 to make your bookings. Let us celebrate Nigerians' 58th Independence Anniversary together.
Welcome back. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has said it has uncovered a cartel responsible for the illegal importation of some banned and controlled drugs estimated at 105 million naira in a transit warehouse at Ijora, Lagos State. According to a statement made available to journalists, the warehouse was stocked with 187 cartons of assorted tramadol and 49 cartons of diazepam, among other illegally imported banned and controlled pharmaceutical products. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Moji Christian Adeyeye, said that the warehouse and its owners were discovered and apprehended following a tip-off and a coordinated surveillance mounted on the property. She also advised members of the public to be watchful and should not hesitate to report any suspicious activities within the environment to the nearest NAFDAC office. We'll move on to the business desk now, where the National Communications Commission, NCC, says it has developed the 6122 toll-free line through which customers can easily lodge their complaints. Alhaji Ishmael Adebdiba and the NCC Deputy Director Customer Service disclosed this during a town hall meeting with telecommunications service providers and customers in Kazaure town, headquarters of Kazaure local government of Jigawa, on Friday. Adediba explained that the Commission has also developed 2442 NDD short codes to solve the problem of unsolicited text messages and calls. He stated that the Commission had also issued directives to service providers to desist from forced automatic renewal of data services without the prior consent of subscribers. During the meeting, many customers complained of poor network services provided by telecommunication providers, which affect their daily activities. They appeal to service providers to redouble their efforts in providing some services as part of their corporate social responsibility to the people. On their part, the service providers promised to obey the laid down rules and regulations of the Commission and live up to the expectations of their clients to ensure effective delivery. Recently, British Prime Minister Theresa May stated that the world's poorest people lived in Nigeria. In order to ensure that this reversed, Nollywood star actress Ebube Nwabo's foundation has taken up the task to fight poverty and hunger by joining the Candlelight Foundation to provide free meals for 200 less privileged people in society. The Nollywood diva, who recently launched her fashion line known as Pushed Up by Benwabo, visited the foundation and made a donation to feed 200 disadvantaged persons. Leveraging on her star power, goodwill and fame, the visibly excited actress in the televised visit to the Candlelight Foundation urged viewers to give their widow's mite and go to the extra mile to help the destitute who might have given up all hope on account of poverty. And on the foreign scene, the leader of Lebanese armed group Hezbollah said it has attained precision-guided missiles in spite of Israeli attempts to keep high-tech weapons out of his hands. Hassan Nasrallah made the comments during the traditional televised speech commemorating Ashura, an important commemoration for Shia Muslims. Nasrallah comments were broadcast on a large screen to supporters in Beirut, majority Shia suburb of Dahia. The Israeli military has said Hezbollah has between 100,000 and 122,000 short-range missiles and rockets, as well as several hundred longer-range missiles. Hezbollah also has thousands of fighters in Syria supporting President Bashar al-Assad's forces in the country's bloody civil war, now into its 8th year. He said Hezbollah fighters will continue to be deployed in Syria and will not leave until Assad asks them to. Tensions between Israel and Syria, whom have technically been at war since Israel was established in 1948, recently increased after Syria accidentally shot down a Russian military aircraft that Israeli fighter pilots were using for cover, according to Moscow. Israel has regularly targeted what it says are weapons transfers between Iran and another Israeli adversary on the side of Assad and Hezbollah. And on the sports, former captains Pierre Aubame and Daniel Cousin has been named as co-coaches of Gabon after the dismissal last week of Spaniard Jose Antonio Camacho, the country's football federation said. Aubame is the father of Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, while Cousin, who was a forward at Rangers and Hull City, previously acted as team manager in charge of logistics. Francis Amegas, another former national team keeper, takes over Cousin's role. Camacho, a former Spain coach, was fired last week after winning only 2 out of 17 matches while he was in charge over the last 2 years. Remember that you can listen to news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Before we go, the main points again. State government has expressed worry over unsanitary environment in some community children homes. Commissioner for Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezo, was speaking when she inspected some of the homes. NUJ President Odusile has called for stronger laws to protect journalists. NAFDAC has uncovered warehouse containing multi-million naira worth of tramadol and other illicit drugs. Hezbollah has threatened Israel with precision-guided missiles. And that is the news this morning. I am David Okwasile. The weekend show continues after now.